What's up, everybody? I'm Isaiah Smith, your host of Insights with Isaiah. Y'all, we are here with another show. So I don't want y'all to go anywhere. I want y'all to stay right here. Let's get into this show.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, y'all, welcome back. Listen, so as y'all know, I always start off the show with the quote of the day. And here's today's quote of the day. Everything that comes in your brain does not need to come out of your mouth. And that's from my former choir director, Sandy Rose. She was the choir director at my home church. All right, y'all. So today we have a special guest. He's a junior at Winston-Salem State University, all the way from the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. He's a mass communications major. He's a campus photographer, and he serves as a photographer for the Top Cats, which are the cheerleaders for the Carolina Panthers, and Powerhouse, which are the WSSU cheerleaders. So without further ado, please welcome to the show my guest today, Josiah Brown.
That was a great introduction. I cannot lie. That was a great introduction. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. So listen, the people want to know. Well, first, let me say this. So y'all, his name is Josiah, but he goes by Joe. So if y'all hear me call him Joe, that's why. But Joe, so I know you are a photographer, and a lot of people know you on camp for photography. So talk to me about, how did you get started into photography?
Well, I got started my freshman year, 2022. Is that when we
Okay.
came here? Yeah. And my brother gave me a camera. I was going to do not podcast. Now I was going to do YouTube.
Got you.
But I took a picture of Michaela, you know, the Miss WSSU now.
Yeah.
I took a picture of her and I was like, this looked good. And I just kept taking pictures. And then after a while, I got more in love with the art of photography.
Yeah.
And I just took it over.
So when you took a picture of Michaela, did you post it on Instagram? Did
Yeah,
you share with others?
I posted on Instagram and tagged her, but I just posted it, you know, just to get engagement. I ain't posted thinking I was going to actually like get other people wanting to do photo shoots.
Right.
So yeah, that was pretty cool.
So when you said like you posted it for engagement and you didn't think like you would get other or people who wanted to do photo shoots, how did that make you feel when somebody was like, yo, can you like take my pictures?
Like I was like, yo, this is crazy, you know,
Yeah.
because when I came here, I knew nothing about photography.
Got
I knew
you.
people take pictures, but I never knew that I would be able to take pictures and get people to get me to take their pictures.
Right.
So for me to do that, it was for me to get a engagement or a client, it was really the best thing in the world.
Got you. So what would you say is the biggest thing when like taking pictures for a client? Like what do you look for potential clients? Or what should potential clients look for when they're trying to get a photographer?
You gotta look for. That's a hard question because it's like it's so much to look for, but you need to look for is the quality there.
Mm-hmm.
Is he consistent with his colors, and is he reliable?
And if y'all don't know, Joe is my photographer. This is who I go to take my birthday pictures. He took my birthday pictures last year when I just turned 23.
Congratulations to that.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So, and then I'm using him for my graduation pictures.
Come on
If
now.
y'all don't know, I'm graduating in May.
Congratulations
So,
to that.
thank
That's
you.
big. How you feel about that?
Honestly, I feel good. Like, it's been a long time coming. So
Yeah.
I started off at Norfolk State
Yeah.
in 2019.
Yeah,
I've been in college for 6 years. This is my sixth and final year, so I'm excited to be graduating.
that's real.
When I walk across that stage,
It's gonna-
I'm giving God praise.
You got to.
But listen, man, like I think photography is so cool. And I think one of the reasons why I've stuck with you is because of your style.
Mhm.
And you create that confidence in me when I'm taking my pictures.
That's
like you
real.
would tell me, okay, maybe instead of posing this way, consider posing that way.
Right.
Or even when I did my birthday pictures, I remember I was supposed to wear a shirt
Mhm.
and some jeans and
Yeah.
some sneakers, and I did.
Mhm.
And I forgot my suit and tie, well,
Yeah.
my shirt and tie.
Yeah.
And he was like, how about you just stay in your
Shirt
and
and
put the jacket in the pants on?
And it
I was
still
like,
look
you know
good.
what? You're
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And I remember like a lot of people was telling me like, Isaiah, your pictures were
Well,
tough. And I'm
yeah.
like, shout out to Joe. It's the photographer that's able to capture those
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah.
So what is it that when you see those pictures, like what is it that I guess brings you excitement when taking pictures?
It brings me. Are you asking what it brings me when I take the picture? Or
Yeah, like what
feels
yeah,
joy,
joy,
complete
okay.
joy, because I'm creating something. The biggest thing that I feel like humans have that is free is creating. You could create anything at any moment. So I just feel like being able to create that experience and that energy with you and your client, I feel like that's a big bundle of joy.
Got you. So I know in your bio, you are a photographer for not only the Powerhouse, which is, by the way, y'all, the #1 cheerleaders for the number one cheerleaders in the CIAA, and I dare say every HBCU.
Literally.
But also you're a campus, or you're a photographer for the Top Cats. Like,
no. I was collaborating with
okay.
Yeah.
But talk to me, how did that come about?
Okay. Literally, it was so random. The cheer coach asked me, she was like, "Hey, Josiah, would you be interested in coming to Charlotte with us?"
The WSSU cheer coach?
Coach Washington. Shout out Coach Washington. And then I was like, of course. And then they asked me to come. They gave me a media pass. They gave me a bag. They gave me a name tag. I still got the name tag.
Y'all, he has the name tag.
I stay with like small stuff because it's valuable. Like,
got you.
Memorabilia, as I said. So yeah, I just keep stuff like that. But it was a great experience. I love the Top Cats, love Powerhouse. Definitely. Shout out Powerhouse.
So I know you took some pictures for them, right? So what were some lessons you learned? Because something I've learned is anytime you do something, there's always lessons attached to it. So what was those lessons that you learned?
While I was at the Panthers game?
Yeah.
Network. I knew that before I went there, but while I was there, I was like, it's so many opportunities when you go somewhere. And we was in a tunnel. It sounds crazy. We was in a tunnel and it's like rooms, but it looked like hotel rooms in the Panther Stadium, yes. And they like watching the game. They got food. They got fruit. They're not even watching the game. They having conversations about how to make more money. Right. And I'm asking one of the workers, how do I get in there? Wow. And he said, just talk. Literally.
Man, I think that's so powerful because sometimes I'm learning, Joe, that while you might, because I'm a football fan, right? And my favorite team is the Detroit Lions. That's my team. I'm from Michigan. And so it's a thing, bro, where it's like sometimes you want to engage, but you understand that what's at hand is more important than the actual game itself. So I think it's good that like you ask that person, how do you get in that space? You know, I would imagine you want to be a photographer full time. And I know you already charge. And if y'all don't know, he has a page on Instagram. Joe filmed it. It'll be right below. But make sure y'all follow him because he has great work. He's a great photographer, great guy. Y'all should definitely tap in. But I think it's important, bro, that you tap into people that can help get you to where you are. And I think that's powerful that you understood that.
Yes, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Something like a little note to the audience. Somebody, even though they not in the same field as you, like you're doing a talk show right now, I'm a photographer, but we still could come together and bring both audience together and reach more. So it's like, don't limit yourself to one direction.
Facts.
Have many lanes in your highway because you can switch them at any time and make another thing shake.
And I'm a firm believer that God gives each of us multiple gifts.
Literally.
And so it's a thing, bro, where it's like you got to use all of your gifts because like there's a passage in the Bible that talks about this person giving talents to different people. One had one talent, another had three, and another had five. And the one who had five multiplied, the one who had three multiplied it. But the one with the one talent, he just buried it. And when it was time to give like the report to the person who gave them it, the one with five said, I did this and I multiplied. The one with three said, I did this and I multiplied. But the one with one said, I buried it. And he said, why did you bury it? And so it's a thing, bro, where it's like you got to use your gifts. And for you, you have so many gifts, right? Like you're able to communicate with people. You're able to interact with people. You're able to inspire people. You're able to create, take pictures. So I think that's good,
I
right?
appreciate that.
What would you say was your most memorable photo shoot? Like a photo shoot, let's say a client you just really enjoy working with, you like the outfit they had on, you like how the pictures came out. What was that one that really just stood out to you?
So does it have to be client only or it could be outside that?
It can be anything.
It could be anything?
Yeah.
The Top Cats at the
Top Cats,
yeah,
okay.
because it's like I'm on the NFL field taking pictures. This is a dream. So when you get a chance, opportunity to chase your dream, it just feels amazing. So like the pictures, the experience, the cheerleaders, the faculty, everything was amazing. So it's like being somewhere you want to see yourself in 5 years and one day, it just feels amazing. It's insane. It's surreal.
Now, I know that you said this was a dream of yours.
Mhm.
And I know sometimes when we're dreaming about something and it finally comes to pass, there are many feelings attached to it.
Mhm.
And I know sometimes for me, there's a feeling of nervousness because one of my professors here at the school, I had his class last semester, and he said, nervousness means you respect what you're about to do.
Amen.
And so, was there a nervous feeling when you not even stepping onto the field, but on your way there and while you're meeting people? Was there a nervous feeling attached to that experience? Like, did you feel anything?
The night before, nervous. I didn't even go to sleep. I was just
Really?
ready to get on the bus and go to Charlotte.
Gotcha.
But when I got there, I always tell myself, you only get one opportunity. So if I'm gonna do something, do it to the best of my ability, because I may not ever be able to be in this room again. So
Right.
show people I can last in this room. So definitely nervous the day before, but like while there, I'm locked in getting the shots I need to get, making sure everything look right
Yeah.
on my P's and Q's.
So I know you're from Charlotte, which is the Queen City,
Charlotte.
of North Carolina. I want to know this, Joe, because several guests I've interviewed are from Charlotte. Where does the name Queen City come from?
I'm pretty sure. Well, my uncle told me that some lady or some queen name was Charlotte, and she like was over the whole city, I guess, and they named it after her. Queen Charlotte, Queen City. She was a queen of the Queen City. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true though, but that's what I heard. What did they say?
Now, you know what's very interesting to me. Usually when you go to a lot of major cities, they call it downtown, but in Charlotte, y'all call it uptown.
Yeah, uptown.
Which I find it very interesting. But I've been to Charlotte, so actually both of my roommates, if y'all don't know, I started off at Winston-Salem State University last year in August of 2023 as a junior. And so my roommate last school year and my roommate this school year are both from Charlotte. And I've only been to Charlotte when I've flown. I did stay at my roommate's house overnight I stayed there for a few hours because I was taking a Greyhound from Charlotte back to Winston. But I understand like Charlotte is growing. So talk about your hometown. Talk about like some of the experiences you've had that have helped shape you today. Like what are some memories you've had being in Charlotte, growing up in Charlotte?
So when I was in middle school, my 7th, 8th grade year, it was an organization called Life Hoops. So they would take like adolescent kids after school. We'd have basketball practice, food, motivational words, trying to like build a man up as a kid. And I feel like that really kind of molded me into the man I am today, because it's like I had the guidance. My dad was in my life,
right? But
having that extra guidance really helped. Coach Speedy, he was definitely a great coach.
Gotcha.
That's how I met TJ too. Me and TJ actually like played basketball from like 7th grade up together. So that was pretty cool. So just making connections with that and having somebody to guide you as a young man. So that helped me make better decisions, because this could have been a lot of times where I could have been in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Well, the wrong place. That's how you say it. The wrong place at the wrong time. It's at the wrong time. Yeah, and did something I wasn't supposed to do. But having that guidance made me like, okay, I'm not gonna do that.
Right. And I think that's so important, especially as a Black man in society where it's stereotypes around us that we're thugs and
we're lazy and we don't
and we don't like to work hard. But I recall being in an African-American male mentoring program called Pathway to Excellence. And it was for African-American males grades 8 through 12. And they taught us about life and they prepared us for college and things of that nature. And I thought it was so important, and they really poured into us because they realized there are so many stereotypes built around us. And not only that, but a lot of people that don't look like us are waiting for us to fail. And so that's why I think having guests like you on is so important, because people get to see you're a Black young man at a Black school doing major things, taking pictures of the top cats. Like that is huge. How many Black people, yet alone Black male photographers, get that opportunity? It's very few.
You're right.
And when you look at a lot of photographers in these spaces, they're mainly people that don't look like us.
You're right.
So y'all, I want y'all to really take heed to like what Joe is saying, because just like him, you too can be doing something. You might not be interested in photography. You might be interested in talking. You might be interested in singing, but you can still do that.
You can still do it. You absolutely still can do it.
It's possible.
Question though, when you was in your organization that you just said, what was it called?
Pathway to Excellence.
Pathway. What was the biggest take back or the biggest thing you heard that you applied after hearing it?
I think representing yourself well and just being confident. Like when you speak, hold your head up high, address people, give eye contact, because I think a lot of times, especially us as college students, when we might have to give a presentation for class or something, a lot of times we're fidgeting and we're I remember being at Norfolk State as a business entrepreneurship major. I'm a mass communications major now, but at the time I was a business entrepreneurship major. And I remember taking one class called Intro to Business Entrepreneurship. And I believe it was my professor taught me, put your hands to your side. And it was weird at first because a lot of times people put their hands in front of them.
Hold them, yeah.
And so one thing I committed to doing was putting my hands to my side. So that's something I try to do. And then also what helps is using your hands. So again, the lesson that I really took away from that program was just representing yourself well and understanding like you're always representing somebody. And I think that's something a lot of people don't take heed to, that they're not just representing themselves, but they're representing their mom, their dad.
College students, you're representing your university. So when you're outside doing things you're not supposed to do, you're drawing back on Winston. They'll be like, dang, that's a Winston product.
Facts.
So you got to think about what you're doing. Proper presentation goes to representation. Something like that. What is it?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's good. Yeah. And I think it's just being mindful of your actions, being mindful of what you do. So
Facts.
But Joe, I appreciate you being on my show, man.
That's it?
Yeah,
really? That was quick. Okay,
that was good.
Okay.
But listen, y'all, if y'all don't know about Joe, follow him. Give us your social media.
Okay, I got 2. I'm gonna go through all my social platforms. I got one account, OMG, that's Joe. That's my personal account. Nothing photography related over there. It's just me. Then I have my photography page, Joe Filmed It, JoeFilmedit. And then I got my TikTok, Joe Filmed It again. I got Threads, Joe Filmed It, OMG, that's Joe. And I got Pinterest. That's about it. Yeah.
So y'all heard where y'all can follow him. We're gonna put it up there so y'all can see. But to give my insight, again, we started off the show with the quote. It was everything that comes in your brain does not need to come out of your mouth. And I just want to echo that and say a lot of times different thoughts come in our mind and we feel the need to say it because we just want somebody to hear it. But I want y'all to consider this. Think about what you're going to say before you say it. Think about how it will make somebody else feel. And I know a lot of times we say, who cares what people think? People are too sensitive. But I kind of want to debunk that and say, consider like who you're talking to, because someone might be someone who cries easily and you don't want to say something that offends them. All right, so y'all, that's been today's show. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And remember, y'all got this.